I don't think any team was as unlucky as the 49ers last year. I mean, just stay away from MetLife Stadium. Just stay away from New York in general. Like, how many injuries was produced just from visiting New York? It's not even that great of a city. Oh, people aren't going to like that. I don't care. I'm not a big city guy. But the 49ers, I think if healthy, this team's going to be back on track. They're going to be back to double-digit wins. But why spoil the surprise? What's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up if you appreciate the content. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. We're going to be taking a look at the 49ers roster. I'm going to give you my projected starters. And, of course, I will give you a prediction on how I think they're going to fare in the 2021 season. But let's go ahead and take a look at the roster. Now, Kyle Shanahan, we all know him as this offensive genius. He loves the outside zone, heavy blocking scheme. He uses a ton of motion. But he also incorporates, it's not like it's exclusively like an outside zone blocking scheme. He incorporates other elements to it, whether it be power blocking, pull-in blocking, stuff from those schemes. So this scheme is very diverse, and it runs very well. It is very running back friendly. And shoot, man, obviously, if you're going to be a running back friendly scheme, you need a running back friendly offensive line, and they got that. They got that in Trent Williams. They bring back their top 3 offensive linemen from last year. Obviously, being Trent Williams probably was the best tackle last year. Mike McGlinchey, and then Laken Tomlinson actually had a pretty solid year. I think he's like just above average in terms of the offensive line, but you want that on your offensive line. You know, you can't sign Pro Bowlers to every position, but they also have Daniel Brunskill coming back, but he kind of split time between center and right guard, and they brought in Alex Mack. Whether you think he's over the hill or not, I think you can still get solid play from Alex Mack. That probably pushes Brunskill back to the right guard position, but we might have a position battle on our hands because they overdrafted, in my opinion, Aaron Banks out of Notre Dame in the 2nd round. So I think those guys are definitely going to compete. I would really just consider those guys as the front runners for the right guard position. But they have some quality depth there. Like, I actually like Jalen Moore out of Western Michigan as like this developmental tackle. I think he's actually perfect for my Kyle Shanahan's scheme. Tom Compton, I think, is a quality depth player. Won't want him starting, but he's a good depth piece to have. Colton McKivitz, I think they used him more at guard last year, I believe. But yeah, they got quality depth there if they need it. But we could even talk about the fullback, man, Kyle Juszczyk, because he is probably the most used fullback in all the NFL. But, I mean, he deserves to be, man. The guy, he does it as a blocker. He's a quality receiver. And you could also hand the ball off to him. And that running back, let's be honest, is a running back by committee type of offense there. Raheem Mostert, when healthy, is so productive for this offense. But even Jeffrey Wilson was productive when they called upon him last year. I mean, Jermichael Hasty even had a couple of games that were pretty solid for the most part. I don't know if he even makes the roster, given how deep they are at running back. If they keep 4 guys, in my opinion, I wouldn't even keep Wayne Gallman. I would rather keep my 2 rookies in Elijah Mitchell and Trey Sermon. Trey Sermon's he's gonna love this offense. But at least with Wilson and Mostert, you keep the receiving upside in this offense. And then with guys like Mitchell and Sermon, those guys can really just pound the rock. I mean, you don't really need Gallman, in my opinion. But, yeah, we know this team's going to run the ball, and they're going to run it pretty darn well. But they also got some great weapons in the passing game. Not just the passing game. I mean, Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, those guys can run the football for you, too. Like I said, this team uses a lot of motion, a lot of jet sweeps and stuff. So Yeah, this is just a fun to watch offense, let's be honest. But George Kittle, probably one of the best tight ends in all of football. Actually, actual game changer from the position. But you got to ask, okay, who's going to be like the third receiver in this mix here? Because oftentimes that's been Kendrick Bourne's role. He's gone now. When Deebo Samuel went down, Richie Grant was that guy, but he mainly played on the outside. He would come into the slot every so often, but mainly he was playing on the outside. And I really like them bringing back Mohamed Sanu to kind of be the slot guy here, because him and Jimmy G had a lot of success together back in 2019. So I like that. Those guys, 4 guys guaranteed to make the roster. Looking at maybe like a 5th, or maybe if they hold a 6th receiver, you got Jalen Hurd, who just hasn't been able to stay healthy, unfortunately, and which was wild because he was a really good running back in Tennessee. Decided to move to wide receiver because of the longevity of his career. And now since entering the league, man, just injuries have kind of ravaged it thus far in his early career. I really like them picking up Austin Watkins out of UAB as an undrafted free agent. He's just a big-bodied route runner, man. Very good route runner. Got a good thick build on him. But I really think the 5th wide receiver that could maybe challenge Richie James or Mohamed Sanu is Jawan Jennings, because he's a playmaker with the ball in his hands. Keep in mind, the guy came in very raw, didn't run a big route tree there at Tennessee, but he's a wonderful athlete, and I really think that maybe he can push for some time here. I'm like maybe they hold on to Travis Benjamin for a special teams role, but Richie Grant could do that. So yeah, I really think they hold on to like Jawan Jennings. Maybe Hurd, maybe Watkins, Trent Sherfield. I'm not wild about Benny Fowler. Yeah, I don't know. Regardless, this offense looks good. It all comes down to Jimmy G. Can he produce well in this offense? Because obviously it's going to look a little bit different once Trey Lance takes the reins. I don't think he takes the reins this year as long as this team's winning and healthy. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot more, obviously, designed quarterback runs. But I think Jimmy G does hold on to the quarterback position. Hey, there's Josh Rosen, dude. RIP to Josh Rosen's career, guys. Nate Sudfeld, too, man. Woof. Most famous for coming in and, costing the Giants the playoffs, right? Because they were in a close game. Was it against Washington? I think it was against Washington. Yeah, it was against Washington. And just out of nowhere. All right, Sudsfeld. Nate, go in there and lose the game for us. It was wild last year. But the offense looks good as long as healthy. And you got to imagine the defense should be much of the same. Looking at the defense, we got D'Amico Ryans now the defensive coordinator with Robert Saleh up in New York, but not much should change from this defense because Ryans, he worked under Saleh for since 2017, since Saleh became the defensive coordinator. So, yeah, I don't think much should change. And honestly, by the way, D'Amico Ryan, I remember watching D'Amico Ryans play. It's so cool to watch these NFL players now become coaches. I think that's really cool. But yeah, we should expect a 4-3 team, lots of cover 3, lots of quarters coverage, and they're going to really rely on their front 4 to get pressure outside of maybe blitzing a lot on third down. That's kind of what they've been the last few years. It's been their calling card, so to speak. But they're really going to expect the front 4 to win by themselves on early downs. And with a healthy Nick Bosa back, and shoot, if D Ford could live up to, well, I guess they restructured his contract. But if he could just stay healthy and just be in rotation there, because Eric Armstead's fabulous, so they should be able to get pressure on the outside, and they're going to really be hoping that Javon Kinlaw kind of takes this a big leap in terms of his development. But the physical tools are there for this guy to be a nightmare in terms of being a disruptor. I love the addition of Maurice Hurst. Like, I don't know why Las Vegas just gave him away for free, but they did. They did. And there he is. I really think maybe they just utilize him on early downs, or my bad, on passing downs. If it's me, because he's been secretly probably the best lineman in Las Vegas the last few seasons. He would be my starter, but I understand on early downs if you're trying to stop the run, maybe guys like DJ Jones, even Zach Kerr are more beneficial. But yeah, keeping Hurst fresh and having him come in on passing downs, then yeah, you're gonna be getting a lot of pressure with that front four. And then looking at the linebacker position, they've got one of the best linebackers in football. The man just got his money, dude. They paid my boy Fred Warner, man. Fred Warner has been fabulous in coverage. I like him a lot. Dre Greenlaw has been pretty solid in his own right. I like them drafting Justin Hilliard, while another guy with health concerns. That's all San Fran needs. But he was productive when on the field at Ohio State. Samson Ibukem is more of a Russian linebacker. Not to say he can't drop back in coverage. He can. He did that with the Rams. It's just, I think he's more quality as an extra rusher. So probably see him on third down a lot. Then going to the secondary, man. The secondary feels thin. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Just considering the injury history of everyone involved, because we already know with Jason Verrett, man, he's been getting these 1-year deals. Because when he's able to play, the dude's fantastic. You just hope he doesn't get hurt, which he didn't last year. Kawan Williams, he's been an all right slot player, but another case of when on the field. This guy's been often hurt. Tart, probably going to be the starter at safety with Jimmy Ward. He's coming off season-ended turf toe last year. They also brought in, where is he at? Tony Jefferson, who missed most of the 2019 season with an ACL injury. And then I'm not sure if he was still rehabbing from the ACL injury, but he ended up opting out of 2020 anyway. But still, you got an older guy coming off an ACL injury. So, yeah, there's some concern there. There's some concern. I think Aubrey Thomas actually just signed his rookie deal, but I still want him starting right away. So honestly, I think the biggest questions for me is with the secondary. Can they stay healthy, and can they play well enough? I think Emmanuel Mosley is probably going to challenge Deontay Johnson, but I think Mosley wins that. If I'm being honest, I think he wins that. They also got Tim Harris, who's got a bit of flexibility to where he can play in this defense. So the defense, I think it'll be good as long as they stay healthy, but you could say that literally about any defense. Let's take a moment to talk about today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest and the best place to go play fantasy football for big cash prizes. Ooh wee. And let me tell you, Underdog, they got you covered. All you have to do is draft. No need to worry about injuries, waivers, or lineups. Underdog, they got you covered. So go online or use the app, which is pretty slick, and just draft a season-long best ball team, and they take care of the rest. No in-season management required. And they're willing to give you $25 when you sign up, so you can take a shot in their $1 million fantasy football tournament, or you can play in some other best ball leagues, or even make prop bets. Now you get that free $25 on Underdog when you use the promo code BROSCHMO. It's free to sign up, so use promo code BROSCHMO. Bam, you get your $25 once you make your first deposit. So drop $1 in there, bam, you got $26. You big spender, y'all baller. But go ahead, support Underdog. It helps me out. It's always much appreciated, much obliged. And if you're looking for more fantasy content from me, check me out on TikTok at BroSchmo. The link's in the description below. On to the projected starters. Keep in mind, I do my projected stars based on who I think is going to see the most snaps this season, not based on base defenses. Let's get things started with the offense. Jimmy G, like I said, this team's winning and he is healthy. He is the starter. Raheem Mostert probably will lead the backfield there. Kyle Juszczyk, because the fullback is a starting position in this offense. Brandon Ayuk, got Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Trent Williams, Lincoln Tomlinson, got Alex Mack. I think Daniel Brunskill will hold off Aaron Banks, but that's probably mainly just because I thought Aaron Banks was more of a day 3 guy. Second round was a bit of a leap for me. And then Mike McGlinchey. So the offense looks solid. Defense looks solid as well with Nick Bosa, Amik Armstead. I'm rooting for Maurice Hurst, man. I hope they use him a lot. But him with Kinlaw, we got Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, got Jason Verrett. I kind of already mentioned I think Emmanuel Mosley will win the starting cornerback 2 job. Then Kwan Williams, if healthy, Jimmy Ward, and then Tart there. This team, if they're healthy, they're going to be real solid. My prediction for them is a nice, healthy 11-6, which actually ties them for the lead in the division. And I think the Rams actually end up getting the tiebreaker between the Niners, which is kind of wild. Because I already did the Rams video, right? And I'm going from worst to first. So here I am doing the Niners video after the Rams, yet the Rams are the division winners in that scenario. It's kind of weird. But yeah, they don't have a terribly hard schedule. What they got I don't think the Eagles are good. They start the season with some cotton candy type of competition with Detroit, which is basically in a rebuild. The Eagles, which I think they're about to be in a big rebuild. But then the Packers, if Aaron and Devontae are still there, the Seahawks. This is probably I have them with the division record of 3-3. I think this is the toughest division in all of football. So every division game is going to be a tough one, but they get the Texans, they get the Bengals, the Jags. They really do have some easy games here. So, yeah, I won't be too worried. I won't be too threatened with their out-of-division schedule. So, yeah, I have them being good. So, I guess that's it for the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.